Hey, what's going on, everybody? 210 PC Built. I wanted to make this tutorial because I originally had cloned my drive, and I'll leave a link in the description here for the video tutorial that I watched. It's a YouTuber by the name of DanKamYouKnows. He does a lot of really cool work, or has done in the past, with the HP Omens, and he was like the only person that made tutorials for these type of machines. So I was really happy to find someone to be able to help for such a niche type of product. But anyways, I wanted to make this because even though initially when I updated or upgraded my boot drive for my Omen, I was able to follow his tutorial. This time around, I actually accidentally got rid of my boot drive because I sold it with another PC that I built. And now I'm left with, I was left with a non-bootable drive on the HP Omen. So I wanted to make this tutorial in that instance, a very rare instance where you don't plan accordingly. It ended up being quite a learning experience. So I wanted to make it easier, put it all in one place, and be able to show you exactly how to do that. I was very close to just giving up, and until I was able to find all the resources that I needed, and I just want to go ahead and put it in a video. So if it helps one person at least, then that makes me happy. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video, and thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and head over to hp.com, and from there we're going to go to support, and we're going to go to software and drivers, and there you're going to want to hit desktop. And you're going to go ahead and put in your actual model number. It's very important that you do that, otherwise you might download the wrong drives. So I put mine in, and you'll notice here that it's the 40-liter desktop. Mine was with the Windows 11, that's why I defaulted to that. If yours came with a different version of Windows, go ahead and choose that. Otherwise, go ahead and hit submit. And then you're going to want to scroll down to driver storage. And that's the important one. It's the Intel Rapid Storage Technology drive. So go ahead and download it. Unfortunately, it's an exe, as you see, and we can't really use an exe when you're on the BIOS, or when you're installing Windows. So you'll notice here that in the actual downloads folder, I'm gonna drop it onto my desktop just to make it easier for myself. And I'm gonna go ahead and type in PowerShell. And you'll notice here, I'm going to open it firstly without the administration, permission. All we're doing here is finding the actual root directory for this. So you'll notice that I'm just going to copy that. Now we're done with that. And we're going to go ahead and now open PowerShell with the administration permission. And so now we're going to go ahead and just paste that directory. And what we're going to type in is extract drives. That's all you type in, and you hit enter, and you'll see where we're going to be able to extract it from there. Now, you'll notice here that I'm going to change the folder, because the first time I did it, I couldn't find this folder. And just to make it easier for you, so here I actually was a little lost, but you're going to hit local disk, as I will here in just a second once I figure it out. So just give me a second to catch up with you. But basically from there, almost there. There we go. I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it, just the Erst files, because that was what came to mind. So go ahead and name it whatever you want, as long as you know where to find it. Here, we're going to hit next, and we're done with all this now. So now we're going to go ahead and put it somewhere where we can actually use it when we are installing Windows. And so here we are. I have the same exact USB drive that I loaded Windows on. So you can use that same exact drive. It's not necessarily a separate drive, which I was relieved about because I don't want to be messing with another drive. So here it is. Now we have the USB loaded up. And I'm just going to drag that file over. So you'll notice here, I'm just going to grab it from my local drive and drag it onto my actual USB. Again, the Windows 10 USB installer. So give it a moment here. It shouldn't take more than just a few seconds. It's a very small, set of files, but it's very important, unfortunately. You're gonna need this. There's no other way around it. So now we have the file. We're gonna go ahead and move on to actually installing the actual drive, which is what is preventing us from being able to see our local drives when we're installing Windows. And here I'm just showing you, this is the particular folder. It took a lot of trial and error to find the right folder. But here you see where we couldn't find any drives. So what you're gonna do is you go ahead and hit browse and go to your folder and see where I point you to the actual folder. That's where your drive is. So you're gonna wanna click on that one, the first actual drive, hit next. It'll take a few seconds, but after you install this, magically you'll be able to see your new boot drive that you are able to use now. So here is where I would advise format it. The first time I did this, the first run around, I did it without formatting it, even though it was already formatted, and it didn't work. So I just, as a precaution, go ahead and format it. It doesn't hurt anything. It might just save you some time. But otherwise, so I went ahead and formatted it, and I went ahead and moved forward to be able to install Windows 10. So it might take about 10-15 minutes depending on your CPU. Otherwise, for me, I mean, it took about that long, so I skipped forward just to show you that I had a successful installation. And once this is done, don't get scared because it can be a little bit unnerving. It's gonna restart a few times, and it might look like it is in a loop, which is what happened to me the first time when I didn't format the drive. But this is normal. It'll happen a couple of times. It'll look exactly like this. It'll do it like 3 times or so, I think I counted. But ultimately, once it's doing this, it'll transition to this part. This is the part where you already know that everything worked out exactly as you hoped. And so from here, you're just gonna set up your windows. I don't need to show you that. You can choose your preferences. And then finally, here we are. All right, y'all, so that's the video. Again, if you found any of this useful, or if you have any comments for me, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to read it. Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for watching.